seated. Good afternoon. Dean Guy, Dr. Radomski, distinguished faculty and staff, families, friends and graduates, welcome to the 2025 commencement ceremony for the Occupational Therapy Program in the University of Minnesota College of Pharmacy. I'm Diane Anderson, Program Director of the Occupational Therapy Program. It is my honor and privilege to preside at this celebration today and present you the graduates of this distinguished program. As we begin this joyous event in this beautiful place, let us take a moment to acknowledge the University of Minnesota campuses were built on the traditional homelands of the Dakota and Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, and scores of other indigenous peoples who have walked in these lands from time immemorial. We recognize the longstanding relationship between the land and the indigenous peoples, the traditional stewards of this land. We also acknowledge the violence of colonialism and ongoing racism towards indigenous peoples. We are growing in our realization that the healthcare system, meant to protect and heal people, has supported structures of racism, causing ongoing trauma and health inequities. By living here, working here, and using the resources of this place, and in this moment of we are one, we now participate in this experience. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our student commencement speakers, Natalie Edgett and Zoe Stone. Natalie Edgett is a Twin Cities campus University of Minnesota OT student whose focus is on advocating and expanding the role of occupational therapy services in mental health. She was part of the OT Day at the Capitol Planning Committee and took part as a student ambassador with the Minnesota Occupational Therapy Association Board. She recently finished her capstone experience at Hennepin Healthcare, creating and implementing individualized services in an intensive outpatient setting that previously only provided group services. Zoe Stone is a Rochester campus University of Minnesota OTT student who has a special interest in occupational therapy's role in the neonatal intensive care unit, women's and maternal health, well-being, and early intervention in pediatrics. Like Natalie, Zoe was a member of the OT Day at the Capitol Planning Committee, advocating to Minnesota state legislators to pass a bill for occupational therapy to join the OT Compact. Additionally, Zoe is also a student ambassador for 1 year with the Minnesota Occupational Therapy Association Board. Zoe recently completed her doctoral capstone experience at the University of Minnesota Masonic Children's Hospital in the Level 4 Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. There she conducted research on the need for procedural guidelines on thickening liquids in the NICU to maximize diagnostic capabilities while minimizing the associated risks of using these liquids, as well as reducing radiation exposure to neonates. Natalie and Zoe, please come to the podium.
First off, I just want to say hi and thank you all for being here to celebrate this special day with us. To our friends and family, thank you for the endless encouragement, the patience when we disappeared into the black hole of assignments and exams, and for pretending to understand what we meant when we said things like, I have to write an occupational profile tonight, or I can't, I'm memorizing the nerves of the brain. Can you tell me what the vestibulocochlear nerve does? Or can you complete this assessment while I videotape you? To our professors, thank you for sharing not just your expertise, but your stories, your wisdom, and your belief that we could get here. And for answering the same question multiple times via frantic email, even when we knew you answered it in the syllabus. And to our classmates, and now lifelong friends, thank you. Thank you for the long phone calls that started with, I'm freaking out, and ended with, okay, I think I can do this. Thank you for the coffee dates, the shared snacks during marathon in-person lab days, and the late night group chats. Nobody, and I mean nobody, understands what we went through, except each other. We've been each other's cheerleaders, comedians, and sometimes, let's be honest, unofficial crisis counselors. We didn't just survive OT school together, we lived it together. And today, we get to stand here side by side and celebrate this incredible accomplishment.
If you're in this room today, it's because somebody you care about has a connection to occupational therapy. However, if you're anything like my dad, you probably don't really know what we do. Lucky for you, Dad, we spent our entire first year of the program perfecting our elevator speech to explain occupational therapy to people, including the many interdisciplinary team members that we work with, who still also don't really know what we do, which is pretty wild to us and probably all of my classmates because occupational therapists give meaning to life. So here's the quick version. Occupational therapy helps people do the things they need to do, want to do, and love to do, no matter what challenges they face. Whether it's helping a child hold a pencil, guiding somebody after a stroke to relearn daily tasks, or making sure an older adult can stay safe and independent at home, we focus on the occupations that give life purpose, meaning, and joy. In short, we help people live their best lives, one meaningful occupation at a time.
Zoe and I became close friends while completing our first Level 2 fieldwork rotation at the Amherst H. Wilder Foundation for our community behavioral health rotation. During this rotation, we provided occupational therapy services to individuals living in low-income government-funded housing in St. Paul, Minnesota. We were able to test and develop our occupational therapy skills related to functional mobility, cognitive testing, environmental and accessibility modifications, community engagement, and therapeutic relationships. Little did we know that our long elevator rides, knocking on clients' doors, and getting asked if we were solicitors would end up cultivating an amazing friendship and providing us with a foundation of knowledge that we then applied to our other rotations. One of our favorite memories was us creating the Wilder Adult Prom event, focused on the social participation at a population level. We had roughly 60 people attend the event, most of whom had never attended a prom or formal dance before. We focused on social participation as our main occupational focus, providing various opportunities to get their hair done, pick out a prom dress, dance, converse, and most importantly, make memories with their neighbors. During this event, we took photos and hand-delivered them to each attendee so that they can reminisce over the memories. During this, we were able to improve their social wellness and also provide insight into what occupational therapy does.
Not only did we learn how to interact with clients, conduct a cognitive performance test, or master giving an occupational profile to someone who does not want to talk to you, we also grew to understand something much bigger, the profound role occupations play in each individual's lives. We learned to apply interventions and modalities tailored to each person's needs, supporting them in their unique journey towards recovery and independence. For us, and all of my classmates in front of me, it wasn't just about becoming occupational therapists. It was also about becoming more ourselves. Along the way, I discovered not only a new skill, but new layers of humanity: empathy, stress management, grief, compassion, gratitude, and a great appreciation for life itself. Helping someone achieve a small goal, like cleaning their apartment so that they can cook a meal, or a big lifelong goal of writing a children's book, has made me realize how incredible it is that my own body and mind can do so many things without me even thinking about it. Independence isn't just a milestone. It's a luxury that many of us take for granted every single day. This experience has also made me reflect on my own meaningful occupations and the things that make me me. It's deepened my appreciation for my own independence, my passions, my support system, my community, and the little mundane routines that give my life shape. Working with the incredible community at Wilder has taught us that there's true power in human connection, that strength is multiplied in community, and that engaging in meaningful occupations is what gives life its deepest value. And of course, we learned one more important lesson. If you can handle the pressure of an OT fieldwork schedule, documentation deadlines, and explaining to strangers one more time what occupational therapy is, you can handle a lot.
I think it's safe to say, Zoe, that we've learned a lot in these past 3 years, not only about the different joints, the mind-body connection, various interventions, and how to write SOAP note, but also how we as people interact with occupations. Throughout these past 3 years of graduate school, all of us have engaged in various occupations, including the first OT picnic, where everyone was socializing, to the first summer, reviewing assignments, and studying for body structures and functions exams, to our engagement with Level 2 fieldwork, building our performance skills, to our capstone experiences, where we combined all of our hard work into a great project, to now, where we are all present here in this auditorium, about to obtain a great achievement, our doctoral degree. Zoe, I think we completed a COAST goal. Students will engage in a hybrid occupational therapy program with moderate assistance to achieve a doctoral degree by September 2025. I think we can say that this goal has been met. We have all made amazing progress towards our educational goals and personal goals. And now we can walk across the stage. We can finally say, I made it.
Today, we celebrate not just our achievements, but the lives we'll impact. The hands we'll hold, the milestones we'll witness, and the independence will help people reclaim. Congratulations, University of Minnesota Occupational Therapy Doctoral Class of 2025. I'm so proud of us. Let's go change lives one meaningful occupation at a time.
Thank you, Natalie and Zoe. You put a bow on your experience. I thank you for representing your colleagues with your message, and I'm sure it resonated with everybody. The occupational therapy program is a doctorate-level professional program requiring 3 years of full-time dedicated study after completing a bachelor's degree. Occupational therapy offers several fellowship opportunities each year awarded to students demonstrating academic excellence and potential for remarkable contributions to the profession. Our students also receive several prestigious scholarships from outside the program. The dollars our alumni and friends give to the fellowship funds make an enormous impact on the success of our programs and our students. In the last academic year, the program awarded almost $90,930 in scholarships, and congratulations to this year's award recipients. It is now my honor to introduce today's commencement keynote speaker. Dr. Mary Vining-Radomski is a newly retired occupational therapist and rehabilitation scientist who studies purpose in life renewal after health transitions at Allina Health. She received her education at the University of Minnesota, earning her Bachelor of Science in Occupational Therapy in 1977, and her Master of Science and PhD in Educational Psychology in 1996 and 2007, respectively. Her research has largely centered on cognitive assessment and treatment after brain injury, and her clinical experience and research training set the stage for a many-year collaboration with the United States Army, Office of the Surgeon General, Rehabilitation and Reintegration Division. Informed in part by her research with service members, since 2016, Mary has led a team of clinicians and researchers who study purpose in life renewal. She has served as principal investigator of a number of studies evaluating the purpose renewal intervention called COMPASS course for people with cancer, COVID-19, and brain injury. Mary's research has fueled her lifelong passion for living with purpose, which will extend into retirement. Mary and colleagues now offer the COMPASS course in the community, and she has created choosingpurpose.com and a companion newsletter to share new research and her own musings on this important topic. Welcome, Dr. Radomski.
Voila. Thank you. And thank you for the privilege of spending my time here today with you on this really important day in your life. To the graduates, thank you for the discernment and hard work that brought you to this day, and for all that you will contribute to the field and to so many people. Congratulations. So your milestone bookends mine. I retired after 46 years as an OT, program evaluator, researcher, editor, writer, and so this moment of reflecting on your starting has been, the impetus for my thinking about what all I have done with my adulthood. And in thinking about that, I have thought a lot about what Natalie and Zoe already talked about, and that is how this field not only is a venue for contribution, but it is an opportunity and creates opportunities for us to grow as people. And that's absolutely been my story. I have had a tremendous number of opportunities that I would never have anticipated when I was sitting where you are today. And in fact, with many of these opportunities, I really attribute the nature of the field that we're in to a lot of my success rather than my stellar skills. In fact, I was first on the waiting list for the OT program here at the U. So there was a decent chance, had someone else not chosen to be an OT, I wouldn't have either. And I would say that I was not a particularly stellar student, although I tried. But what I'm here to say to you today is that despite my shortcomings, there were opportunities that relate to this work that had everything to do with my becoming. I think about how our work involves bearing witness to suffering and resilience of people who need our expertise, how we learn about occupation, which Zoe and Natalie spoke to, that we apply to our own lives too. One of the other dimensions for becoming in this field is the wonderful people that it attracts and the company we keep as we do this kind of work together. And the fact that we're a part of a small field creates an opportunity for people who are a little ambitious like I was, and people who are just perpetually seeking ways to grow. And what I'm here to say is that as you've already experienced, this field will be part and can be of your becoming too. So while I really can't say that it was my awesome abilities that allowed me to flourish quite so much, what I can say is I had a couple of attitudes throughout my career that I feel were really formative for me that I thought I would put in front of you today to think about. For one thing, I did not define my professional self by my gig, by my day job. I found early on that my employer could not provide me with the growth opportunities I wanted. And sometimes the job did not love me back. I know that's stunning. But there are moments where the job doesn't love you back. But I found that I stayed interested and focused on growth by defining my professional self by the stuff I did at work, but also in investing in what I wanted to learn more about and using that to start presenting at local and national conferences, and that led to writing, and then doing volunteer work with MODA and AOTA. So I defined my professional self bigger than the job. And here's just one of my little stories. So in the 1980s, before many of you were born, cognitive rehabilitation was a new thing. And the way it was provided was by putting a patient in front of a computer to play some rudimentary computer games that was supposed to kind of fix their neurons. That was not really appropriate for OT. So a friend of mine and I were part of an interdisciplinary group that was developing an outpatient brain injury program, and we came up with we kind of made it OT worthy. So we took a bunch of functional tasks, created a hierarchy for providing them that challenged different cognitive abilities, and we thought that was so interesting, and we figured we should write a book. The issue was neither one of us had any writing experience whatsoever, but got a book about how to publish nonfiction at a bookstore and followed the instructions, and we wrote 2 editions of the Cognitive Rehabilitation Workbook, which was outside of the day job, but was really the beginning of many opportunities that I had subsequent to that. One of the other things that has been really important to me throughout my career is that I relied on what called me by name to determine the kinds of things I would engage in. And that's a kind of a different approach than having a 5-year plan. I swear if I'd had a 5-year plan, I would have missed so much. But I learned to pay attention to what aligned with my sense of calling. And doing so enabled me to kind of step into my own sense of purpose even before I fully understood the science of purpose in the way I do now. So that created a wide array of unexpected experiences in doing so. And as I started to understand how it is that I experience purpose in life, I was in a position to talk to others about that too. And whether or not your future clients will tell you straight out they're wondering about their purpose in life, I am telling you, many of them are. So I would advise, as you're thinking about your own future, to get acquainted or reacquainted with your own inner compass. By that I mean your values, your strengths, and where you find personal meaning. And by the way, that's a particularly relevant enterprise for you folks and for me, because the times of life transition are for many of us, the times when we're getting reoriented with what makes us tick. And once we know where our arrow points, then seeking out opportunities or occupations that induce a sense of purpose. There is no short list of occupations that induce a sense of purpose, but the literature gives us some clues about the characteristics of those things. So, seek out occupations that move you in a desired direction, that align with your values and strengths, that reflect your true self, that require effort, doggone it, are chosen and intentional, fold in gratitude, tend to involve service over pleasure, and often involves creativity. So here's my little becoming story. In about 2014-15, I personally became really interested in the topic of how does somebody refine their sense of purpose after a life change? First, it was personal to me because my beloved daughters had the nerve to grow up, and I was reeling a little bit without them as my favorite projects. Parents, you know. So I was thinking a lot about my own transition and my own role shift and my purpose. I was also doing work for the military, and I was collecting data at military bases, and I would see these people and think, they know what their active duty mission is. What is it like for them when they go home? So this was going on. I was interested in that. I was reading a bit about that. And then came the day I was running this focus group of cancer survivors. It was on something related to patient education. Came to the end of the table, and this woman who looked like she had it all together said, everybody was so happy for me when I finished my chemotherapy for breast cancer, but I have no idea who I am anymore. That called me. I felt like there is a gap in what we are talking about with our patients, and I don't know what to do about it. But long story short, neither did a couple of my clinician buddies, and we decided that outside of work again, we would come up with some kind of purpose renewal intervention, and at that time we had no idea what we were going to do with it. But we just felt so strongly that this had our name on it. So what happened, in fact, was we came up with the Compass course, had figured out exactly what we were going to do, and lo and behold, I got an email from the director of research at the Virginia Piper Cancer Institute who said, A family wants to donate $40,000 for a new study that relates to breast cancer, and we need the proposal in 2 weeks. You got anything? Yes, sirree. And that led to the beginning of the Purpose Lab, a number of studies for which I was the PI, and more importantly, this structure for starting to talk about purpose. My whole point is this. You don't really care that much about the stuff I've done. But what I'm trying to tell you is that in this field, there are so many opportunities for you to become. You are ready. You are fully equipped to contribute to the field and to the lives of others. Let this vocation be instrumental in your continuing to become. Blessings.
At this time, I'd like to, sorry about that. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Paula Rebay, faculty member in the Occupational Therapy Program, who will read the name of our OT graduates as they cross the stage. Dr. Terry Ann Jones, OT Department Head and faculty member, will place the doctoral hood on the graduates, signifying their completion of the program requirements. I'll be handing out diploma covers. Dr. Drea Harrison will hand each student a pin acknowledging graduation from the program. And I also invite Dean Guy to move forward and congratulate our graduates. I present these graduates for a degree, the Doctor of Occupational Therapy, and graduates, please enter the stage to receive your hood, diploma, and pin acknowledging your academic achievement.
Morgan Baton. Emily Barnack. Leanne Bozer. Sylvia Brown. Brianna Buffington. Ellie Butte. Molly Chachka. Isabel Demo. Megan Dunning. Natalie Edgett. Ayla Fleck. Rebecca Gamak. Molly Hanson. Natalie Husker. Gabriella Hudson. Rachel Jarabek. Elena Johannek. Mariam Khalil. Emily Klicka. Hope Luzbrock. Trit Liu. Taylor McShane. Haley Malloy. Katya Nazarenko. Najma Omar. Nicole Pavic. Haley Reinhardt. Emily Reiner. Lauren Schuler. Leah Snyder. Madison Steffen. Zoe Stone. Emily Udelich. Catherine Vo. Casey Walvatny. Zainab Youssef.
This concludes the presentation of graduates for the Doctor of Occupational Therapy. Congratulations, everybody. At this time, it is my honor to introduce Dean Kip Guy for the conferral of degrees. Dr. Guy is the Dean of the University of Minnesota College of Pharmacy, which is the academic home for the occupational therapy program.
Will the graduates from the Doctor of Occupational Therapy program please rise? Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the Board of Regents, I now confer upon you the degree for which you have been qualified. Congratulations, graduates. Please join me in recognizing their achievements.
As we know, no graduate gets to this point entirely on their own. We know how much the support network of our students have contributed to the success of our graduates. To all of you who are joining us in this room and via live stream, please know that we're incredibly grateful for everything you have done to help these graduates reach this milestone. So finally, if you're able to do so, will the mothers and fathers, husbands, wives, partners, and children, grandmothers and grandfathers, aunts and uncles, sisters and brothers, significant others, and friends of our graduates, please rise so that we can applaud you for your significant contributions to our graduate success. Thank you. And at this time, I would like to invite everyone to stay standing as you are able and join in the singing of Hail Minnesota. And you'll find the copy of the words on the back of your program. Thanks, everybody. You may be seated. The College of Pharmacy Alumni Affairs Office is thrilled to give you a new title, Alumni. Please stop by the table during the reception to receive a gift from their office. We hope you stay connected with the program, with your college, with the University of Minnesota. We look forward to hearing updates and seeing you as future alumni gatherings. I'd like to thank the university staff who helped plan and carry out today's commencement ceremonies and express my appreciation to faculty and administrators who participated. Your presence means a great deal to us and to our graduates. Thank you also to the staff members from Kaufman Memorial Union Theater for their assistance today. Finally, another hearty thank you to some of the most important advocates in these students and now graduates' lives. The families, friends, and support networks who have provided unquantifiable and invaluable support. Thank you. Graduates, let me be the first to offer my warmest congratulations and best wishes for a successful, meaningful, and prosperous future. This day signifies a new beginning for each of you. You've earned the degrees conferred on you today, and you've also earned the right to be associated with a very special group of individuals. You can now call yourselves alumni of the University of Minnesota. This is an incredible milestone in your life and in the life of the university. I wish you all the very best and hope you enjoy your day of celebration with your family and friends. As we conclude, graduates, please wait in your seats until the faculty marshals usher you to stand and exit your rows. Audience members, we ask that you remain seated until our faculty and graduates have recessed. Everyone is invited to proceed directly to the lobby in the theater back there for a reception, and thank you very much for being here today. Again, congratulations, graduates.